Our fifth topic in our geometry chapter talks about finding the surface area and volume of rectangular prisms and triangular prisms. So first of all, let's describe some different shapes, which we call solids. A solid is any three-dimensional figure that encloses a part of space. So it's got to have space enclosed inside of it. The polygons that form the sides of a solid are called faces. There are four types of solids. There are prisms, pyramids, cylinders, and cones. And we are going to focus on prisms. If you turn to page 42 in your packet, you can see an example of each of those different types of solids. A prism has polygons for the bases, and there are two of them, and they are equal. And all the other sides going around the shape are called rectangles. So again, you have two congruent bases and then rectangles going all along the sides. Continuing on page 42 is the definitions of surface area and volume. So what is surface area? So think about surface. The surface of water, if you're looking on the ocean, would be like the top part of it. It's what you can see. And that's what surface area is. It's all the outside part, what you can actually see. And it's all of those combined when you're talking about a solid. So surface area of a solid is the sum of the areas of its faces, or all of the sides. Volume is the amount of space inside of the figure. That's usually measured in cubic units because you're trying to measure how many cubes you could fit inside of a shape. So again, surface area is the outside, volume is the inside. You can think of surface area as like if you were wrapping a box, it would be how much paper you would need to go around the outside of it. But if you were filling the box with something, that would be volume. Today we're going to focus on surface area of these prisms. And to kind of get the idea of how to calculate that, we can look at something called a net. A net is a two-dimensional representation of a solid. So if you look at the bottom of page 42, down here you have a picture of a net of a rectangular prism. So if we took like a box, which is what a rectangular prism is, and we break it all apart, you can see what all of the different sides would look like. And so we have 6 sides. We have the top, the bottom, the left and the right, and the front and the back. And when you lay it all out flat, that is called a net. So let's look at our first shape, rectangular prisms, and again we're going to focus just on finding the surface area. So rectangular prism, any basic box, we get them on our doorsteps from Amazon. The tissue boxes we have in our classroom are rectangular prisms. We see them all the time. So I want you to think about the questions on this page, and when you're done, go ahead and hit continue. Hit pause and then play when you are ready. Alright, so how many sides are in a rectangular prism? Well, what you should have come up with is there are 6 sides, because there's the front and the back, a left and a right, and a top and the bottom. Question number 2, is there a relationship among any of the sides? Well, hopefully you said yes, because there's a lot of sides that are equal to each other. The front and the back are equal to each other, the left and the right are equal to each other, and the top and the bottom. So are there any sides equal in area? Yes, there are. All right, here is our formula for calculating the surface area. Let me describe to you where it comes from. I have on the top of page 44, I have a rectangular prism, and I'm going to label this 24 as the length, the 5.5 as the width, and we're going to say the 4 is the height of this rectangular prism. So let's say I said I wanted you to calculate the areas of all of the sides. So if we look at the front would be this box right here. Okay? We would take this length, 24, times the height, which is 4. So you would do 24 times 4, or the length times the height. But we know the back is exactly the same thing. So if we multiply it by 2, we've got the front and the back. All right, let me erase that, and now let's look at another shape. How about we look at the right side and the left side? So if we look at them, we would be looking at, come on, pen, try again here. This area right in here. So we would be taking the 5.5 times the 4, but the right side and the left side are equal, so all I have to do is times that by 2, and now I've got my left and my right sides. So that would be 2 times what I have labeled up here as the width and the height. And then finally we've got the top and the bottom. So let me just erase these real quick. We did the front and the back, we did the left and the right, and now I'm going to do the top and the bottom. So if we look at the bottom here, it would be this right here. And so I would be wanting to multiply the 24 times the 5.5. And I have the bottom and the top are the same, so I'd multiply that by 2. And what the dimensions are that I'm using are the length and the width. So this is where we get our formula from. The surface area, or the area of all 6 of those sides put together, would be 2 times the length times the width, plus 2 times the width times the height, plus 2 times the length times the height. And so if I go ahead and calculate that and put that all together, you would get 500, and this is, since it's area, it's going to be square feet, or feet with that little 2 up there, feet squared. Okay, all these different lines up here are where you can write your formula and then put in the numbers and then put in all the different calculations. Okay, so that's why we have the 3 lines. So this would be where you write the formula right here. This would be where you put the numbers in, and then this is the final answer right there. So that's how we find the surface area of a rectangular prism. Now, let's take a minute and let's look at this shape on the right here. Okay, this one is special. What's special about this shape? Well, this shape is called a cube. It's a special rectangular prism because all of the sides are equal. So maybe you've played with the Rubik's Cube before. I know that was something that I did when I was younger. So all of the sides are equal. So if I go to do 2 times length times width plus 2 times width times height plus 2 times length times height, all of the dimensions, the length, the width, and the height, are all exactly the same. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking like the length and the width and I'm timesing that together to get the area of one of the squares, but I have 6 of those squares that are equal, so all I actually have to do is times it by 6. And since the length and the width are equal, instead of calling them length and width, I can just call them sides. So I take a side times a side, and that would give me the area of one of the squares, and I'm going to multiply it by 6 because in a cube there are 6 squares. So I actually can use a special formula for a cube. I can say it's 6 times a side squared or an edge squared. Edge would be the length of a side, so it means the same thing. So sometimes you see it written like this. And so I would take 6 times, in this case every side is 4, whatever 4 squared is. Now remember, order of operations tells us that you have to do the exponents before you multiply. So this would be 6 times 16. Your calculator will know to do that if you put it in exactly like this. And so the answer to this one would be 96 square inches for this problem. Okay, so that is how you find the surface area of a rectangular prism or a cube, which is a special type of a rectangular prism. Now, why don't you go ahead and turn to page 44, and in the bottom left corner, try to find the surface area of this rectangular prism. Hit pause and then hit play when you are ready. Okay, so you should have calculated that the surface area of this rectangular prism is 300 square feet. One important thing that I do that I think is very helpful is to label the length, the width, and the height. Just put an L and a W and an H on your picture, like I did right here. And then you just plug the numbers into the formula. 2 times length times width plus 2 times width times height plus 2 times length times height. The rest of it can just be put straight into your calculator, and you should have gotten 300 square feet. Now, if you look at the bottom of page 44, right above the problem that we just did, see if you can calculate the surface area of the cube. Hit pause and then hit play when you are ready. Okay, this is the work that you should have for page 44, that problem that is in the bottom left-hand corner above the one that we just did. The formula for surface area of a cube is 6 times side squared, or again 6 times an edge squared. Because what you're basically doing is find the area of one square and multiplying it by 6. So if every side has a length of 14, you'll take 6 times 14 squared, and the final answer you should have gotten is 1,176 square meters. The next area that I'd like for you to be able to find the surface area of is something called a triangular prism. Remember, all prisms have rectangles going around the sides, and they also have 2 equal bases. A triangular prism just means that the bases are triangles, whereas a rectangular prism means the bases are rectangles. So if I asked you to describe the faces of a triangular prism, you would say that, again, faces means the sides, that you would have 3 sides that are rectangles, and then you have 2 sides, or the bases, that are triangles. So how many faces are there altogether? Well, you should have said, again, this time there are 5, because there's the 3 going around and then the 2 bases. So think a minute, how could we find the area of all of the faces? What do you think you might do? Hit pause and then hit play when you are ready. Okay, well what you should have told me or should have thought about is you could find the area of each of the 3 rectangles and add them together and find the area of one of the triangles, and then you could times that by 2 because they're both the same, and then you could add it to the rectangles and that would help you find the total area. So we have the formula here, and this is the formula that will be on your PSSA sheet. It says that to find the surface area of polygonal prism, which means with any shape of base, not necessarily just a triangle, but it could be a pentagon, a hexagon, an octagon. The formula is we're going to find the perimeter of the base, which is the distance going around the outside of the shape. We're going to multiply it by the width or the height, and when we do that, that actually helps us to find all of the areas of the rectangles going around the shape. And then we have to add on the 2 bases, so it's 2 times the area of the base, which we're going to use capital B to represent the area of the base. P will represent perimeter, and W will represent the width. So let's take a minute and look at this problem right here. The first thing we want to do is we want to calculate P, or the perimeter of the base. Well, the base is going to be a triangle, so we have to add up the 3 sides going around the triangle. So we have 6 plus 8, and then this side here will be the same as this one. So this will be 10. So to find the perimeter of the triangle, you would add up 6 plus 8 plus 10, and you get 24. The width is kind of like the height. Sometimes you see it as width, sometimes you see it as height. And so the width is 18. It's this distance right here. The base, capital B, means the area of the triangle. So the area of a triangle, the formula is 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to take 1/2 times 6 times 8, because the height and the base and the height are the sides that come together. Oops, keep touching the wrong thing, my apologies. The sides that come together that touch that right angle mark. So one is the base, one is the height. So to calculate that out, we get the area of the base, or the area of the triangle, is 24. So now let's put it into the formula. It is the perimeter times the width. So we have 24 times 18 plus 2 times the area of the triangle. And so the final answer for this problem would be 480 square centimeters. This problem is on page 44. Please hit pause and copy the information down, and then hit play when you are ready. It's on the right-hand side near the top of page 44. Now go to page 44, the bottom right. See if you can do the problem there. Hit pause and hit play when you are ready. Okay, I went ahead and put all the work in, and this is what your work should look like on your paper. You find the perimeter of the triangle, which I outlined in yellow, by adding 5 plus 6 plus 5. The width is 12. Sometimes people call it the height. The area of the triangle is 1/2 base times height, or 1/2 of 6 times 4, which is 12. And the surface area using the formula gives you 216 square meters. Now try the problems on page 46.